afternoon. Thank you for being here, and whoever was in charge of the weather today, thank you for making it very comfortable for us to be outside for this flip the switch ceremony. Just wanted to touch on a couple of things here real quickly. As a reminder, over the next 25 years, we're going to have more than 217 million kilowatt hours of clean electricity produced at both Phase 1 and Phase 2. I'm told that there's a carbon offset with that, but we're going to let our technical expert, Mr. Curry, cover that. But I did want to share with you, in Phase 1, there was 2.3 megawatts of electricity in capacity over those 20 acres and 9,000 solar collectors that are part of that. And in Phase 2, that we're excited to add to that, there's an additional 3 megawatts of capacity covering 25 acres and over 12,000 solar collectors. We're very excited about this project. It is a pleasure to us to do our part of deploying solar as a source of energy and making those megawatts available in our system. I know our airport director is excited because of what that does for land that otherwise would not be as well utilized, that his department has control of. And we'll let him share his excitement about that with you later. But it does a great deal for us as a community to partner not only with local vendors and contractors, but with a company like SunEdison that can help us bring this about to do our part and demonstrate how it can actually be done. And next I want to ask our city manager, Doug Thomas, if he'll please come forward. There's some additional details about the project and some reasons why we believe it's the right thing to be doing that he's going to share with you as well. Again, thank you for being here. Doug?
Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate the opportunity to be here today. This is also serving as our regular utility committee meeting. So we have a number of individuals beyond the city commissioners, but if I could maybe just have our utility committee members also just raise their hand to recognize their attendance out here today. Thank you for the service you provide to the community and certainly to Lakeland Electric, and we're glad that you could be part of today's celebration. Well, as Mayor Fields had mentioned, the city goes back to about 2008 when we started talking about the possibility of entering into a public-private partnership with a group specifically to help us work towards advancing renewable energy under the Lakeland Electric banner. And specifically, we entered into a contract with SunEdison back in 2008 to contract specifically for 24 megawatts of solar photovoltaic generation throughout our particular service territory. And people are often asking us, well, why are we doing that? Well, the benefit that we have is as a municipal electric utility, there are a variety of tax credits that would have no value to us as a tax-exempt entity. So we could have theoretically gone forward and developed this type of asset, but the problem would have been we would have had all the capital costs, we would have had all the installation, the engineering, and the ongoing maintenance costs, and we weren't able to capture tax credits that were coming from the IRS specifically to encourage this type of development. So we actually went out and found a private sector partner. We've got a great partner with SunEdison that joined with us at this point, and it really allowed a win-win benefit. They could go forward, do the installation, get the tax credits, go forward with the design and engineering. They had the upfront capital costs and the ongoing maintenance costs. And the way in which we partnered that is the city entered into a long-term purchase power agreement with SunEdison. So we basically are taking the power that is generated over these 24 megawatts when the system is entirely built out beyond just what we're talking about here. What you're seeing today now with Phase 1 and Phase 2, we're at about 5.3 megawatts, which would represent about 25% of the overall photovoltaic partnership that we have with SunEdison. And with that, in the spirit of the public-private entities, they get tax credits, but we also get renewable energy credits that come back to the city and our utility that assist us in our green initiatives and the programs that we advance. And so it really is the best of both worlds, and we're really pleased and honored to have everyone out here today to be part of this effort. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our next speaker, who is Gene Conrad, our airport director, because this program also provides some tremendous benefits and opportunities for Lakeland Linder Regional Airport, which extends the value of what I was speaking of earlier regarding those partnerships. So, Gene?
Thank you, Doug. Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you to the City Manager's Office, the Commission, LE, and also to SunEdison for what a great partnership this provides to all of those entities as well as the airport. What we're sitting on right now is obviously airport land and land that we otherwise would not be able to do anything with because of our runways out here, future runway extensions to our longest runway 927, and so it adds a tremendous benefit to the airport. With these 40-plus acres that are now developed with this solar farm, the airport is able to generate 2 cents per kilowatt hour that's generated from this farm. Just to put that in context a little bit for you, I like to get on the internet quite a bit and track how much energy this farm is producing pretty much on a daily basis. The other day it produced about 40,000 kilowatt hours, so in retrospect the airport then at that point earned about $800. So on a day like this, obviously it's going to be a little less, but those revenues are important to everything that we do out here on a daily basis. And what the airport has done with some of those revenues as of late is we've pledged the revenues over the next 10 to 12 years actually, and we've already gone forth and done projects in our giant airside center, for example, which is about 600,000 square feet, and we took all that antiquated lighting that was in there that's obviously very expensive to operate and replaced it with T5 fluorescents. And we also, on one of our other buildings on the south side of the airport, where Publix and PSC, our Polk State College, are located, we replaced 27 HVAC units on that facility as well, which are obviously much more efficient and will help them with their electric bills as well. So it's a great project for all of us, and we truly appreciate the partnership. And I just want to say, since I know Joel Ivey is here and the city manager and the commission, we have plenty more land out here that we can put more solar facilities on. So I just want to make that statement. And at this time, I'd like to bring up Jeff Curry.
Hi, I'm Jeff Curry. I'm the project manager for this job, which means that basically I got to talk on the phone and sit at my desk while a lot of other people really actually made all this happen. And phase one, we had quite a learning experience where we went through, the rezoning and the annexation of the land and a lot of first-time experiences. But now we've got it down to where we've turned this thing over to two very capable teams, one at SunEdison, their engineers, their techies, their subcontractors, their consultants, and our engineers and our techies and our guys and our people and our ladies in system planning, system control, and energy delivery system engineers who really made all this happen. And on future projects, they're going to continue to work together because, well, now they know how to do it. So those are the two groups that really made all this happen. Just to back up a little bit here, though, we are looking at over 5 megawatts of total generation here. And just to let you know what that means, in 25 years' time, we're going to generate enough energy to offset 29,000 cars on the road for 1 year. It's the equivalent of offsetting about 300 million pounds of carbon dioxide from a fossil fuel generation facility. It's equivalent to planting about 18,000 trees in terms of just carbon reduction. In addition to that, at a very sunny moment in the day, this facility will power 2,000 houses all by itself. The impacts to the community have been very favorable. We're looking at environmental impacts because, like I said, there's no combustion from this facility. The neighbors don't have any impact, the people across the street. There's no emissions, no dust, no noise, no water being consumed. This facility is perfectly benign and quiet. It's an unmanned facility. There's no operations out here that involve human activity or management. It's fully automated and self-reporting through monitoring equipment that's on site. So there's no parking lots, there's no bathrooms, there's no office buildings, no air conditioning spaces. There's no vehicle impact whatsoever to the Hamilton Road access, which is the frontage road of this property, which is very good to know. And as far as the economic impact of this project goes, it's very glad to report, I'm very happy to report that in phase one, we provided 92 construction jobs to the local community, and in phase two, 98. So we created almost 200 full-time construction jobs for people that were working here 40, 50, 60 hours a week to build these projects, and they were all hired from the local community. One thing I wanted to mention that I thought Gene might cover, but I'll hit you with this anyway because the question comes up quite often about, gee, aren't these things kind of reflective? And you build them close to an airport, but with the approval from the FAA and all the engineers from the airport industry, we've learned that these solar collectors, because of their very nature, are designed to absorb light rather than reflect. So these solar collectors actually have a glare rating less than water. So they impose no impact whatsoever on any air traffic or even motor vehicle traffic of any kind. So there's really no impact whatsoever to the airport operations because of glare. I've covered pretty much all the points I really wanted to cover, and I wanted to give a special few minutes to somebody who flew all the way in from out of town to speak to us, somebody from SunEdison, Corinnia Cusack.
Yes, you can tell I'm the out-of-towner because I'm the one person who's actually silly enough to wear a jacket in this heat. So congratulations to all of you for setting us that great example. Thank you. Yes, I am here to represent SunEdison and happy to be here. We certainly enjoy every project like this is a partnership, as was mentioned multiple times. So we in turn thank all of the city officials that have been so gracious in working with us as we stumbled, particularly on the first one, as we stumbled through some of those zoning issues that needed to be resolved and things like that. So it's always a learning curve. But as mentioned, this one went much quicker and smoother than the next one, and I think we're looking forward to getting the third one up and running soon, too, as well. This is roughly 5 megawatts with these two sites together, and this is part of an overall 24 megawatt portfolio that Lakeland has committed to. And so I think we've got pretty much all but the last 5 megawatts or so identified as to where we're going to be putting those. So we look forward to having you guys join us on another Flip the Switch event soon. It's always great to be working with utilities such as Lakeland that are sort of moving forward and ahead of the curve. They're responding to the needs of the desires of the public. There's certainly strong public support for solar. It is one of those things that just pulls, right across all factors, and everybody supports it. Additionally, it's also, everybody says, well, natural gas is cheap right now, but certainly a lot of utilities are seeing the need to hedge their portfolio and put together a distribution generation profile that is varied and minimizes risks. And certainly also this solar is offsetting some of the most expensive power that is purchased and generated during the day. So it's a variety of reasons that solar is making a lot of sense for utilities such as Lakeland. It's, as mentioned, the fact that it's quiet, it's easy. Nobody here would know unless you knew something about solar that this system is actually off right now. And one of the reasons I can tell is because the trackers are in the wrong position. So these are all trackers. So right now they should be pointing, this panel should be just about flat, and they will. When we turn the system on, they're going to go straight to about a flat position because they track the sun as it moves through the sky. So thank you very much. We really appreciate partnering with Lakeland as always, and look forward to the next one. And we are, SunEdison at this point in time, I think we're starting to get close to about 750 megawatts. That's 3/4 of a gigawatt of facilities that we own and operate. Such as this, and so it's great to be adding another one to the portfolio. With that, I'd like to introduce Joel Ivey, the General Manager of Lakeland Electric.
Thank you, Corinnia. It seems to be this is my third dedication for solar. It seems to be a ripe tradition that it would be done on a cloudy day. So it's just the way things go. They still work, they still produce good energy, but it just seems to be always hampering our dedication ceremonies. I would like to thank SunEdison for their fine work and partnership in seeing this through. I think we've got some creative opportunities in how we're deploying solar around the Lakeland Electric system, and they've been working with us very well to get that done. I would also like to thank the Utility Committee for your vision, for staying with us, being supportive of the efforts that we're making. This diversification represents a very good opportunity to test the integration of renewable energy into our overall power portfolio. So we're really looking forward to how this is going to work and how we need to manage our system in order to incorporate this power. So without further ado, because it is hot out here, I would like to push the button, but just a warning for staff, if I push the button and something pops and confetti flies out, I'm going to have a heart attack, so I hope that's not part of the ceremony. Corinne, if you'd join me up here, Mr. Alan Schaefer, you come up here too, Jeff Curry. This has been a team effort, and I think that it should be representative of that. So we're going to go push the button, and if anybody wants to give us either a drum roll or a 5 countdown, that would be appreciated.
Who's going to push it?
I think no, Mr. Mayor, go to the front.
5,
Come on in and push the button.
4, 3, 2,
1.
Good job. What did you just do?
Well, I heard the transformer.
You heard it?
I heard that transformer.
Our numbers registered?
The numbers are registering. We're getting started.
Okay.
Are they going to start moving?
Gives it a moment.
Things are
On
ramping up.
On a little bit of a cloudy day like this, it just needs a little bit of a moment to get itself going.
Yes.
So this is a very sexy installation. After a couple of minutes, we'll start hearing the units over there power up, and then we'll start seeing the tractors kick in after a couple of minutes. They'll
Yes.
start
These
to
will
pivot.
too?
Yes.
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 You'll start
So that will indicate that they're starting to track for the sun.
all of them.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you so much.
Does they go fairly slow?
Yeah, they do. You'll see. It takes a few minutes for them to
Thanks, Mayor.
move on.
Heat off of it.
Thank you, folks. That concludes our flip the switch ceremony. Thanks for coming out.